The Angry Marks Podcast Network is brought to you by WrestleWork, a social network to connect, create, and share everything about pro wrestling. Check it out today at WrestleWork.com. You're listening to Emerson Whitner's NXT Report on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, AngryMarks.com. This is Emerson Whitner, and this is your NXT audio update for Wednesday, April 8th, 2015. I am, of course, Emerson Whitner, the host of the mildly successful Wrestling Outsiders podcast. As I encourage you to do each and every week, head on over to blogtalkradio.com/wrestlingoutsiders and listen to our past 55 episodes and counting, including last night's episode where we started Bad WCW Pay-Per-View Month. Yes, Bad WCW Pay-Per-View Month with the Great American Bash 1991. That, along with many more episodes, can be heard along with interviews with NWA President Bruce Tharpe, Brian Alvarez, Stevie J, R.D. Reynolds, Antonio the Promise Thomas, and many, many more. And by many more, I think there's like 3 others I didn't mention. Anyway, on to why you're all listening to me right now. NXT, this was the Access episode. Everything that they aired tonight was from Access, the first night of Access, actually, a.k.a. the night that I was there. But no, unfortunately, my fans and listeners, no, I was not actually shown on camera. During these matches, I was standing in line to see R-Truth and Brad Maddox for, at least a good part of it. Then during the finals, I was in line to see Kevin Owens. So I did actually see the finals because the NXT booth was kind of kitty corner to the ring, and so I could kind of see the match from where I was standing. This show, honestly, if you skipped it, you really missed nothing. You saw some fun wrestling, but nothing really counted for anything. None of these storylines, I don't think, are even going to be mentioned next week, and I mean, they shouldn't. But I mean, it was nice to have a one-off episode. I did mention a few years ago when they did the Royal Rumble tournament that Bo Dallas won. I thought, that'd be a great one-off episode to air that, but they never did. And so here they, finally aired an episode like that, and I'm complaining about it. So I must be a member of the internet wrestling community. I want what I want until I get it. I don't want it anymore. One thing that did make me scratch my head was that somehow this got turned into an 8-man tournament. You might recall reading the news that it was a 4-man tournament, Itami, Neville, Balor, and Breeze, but I guess throughout the weekend they taped some other Access matches with those 4 and then tried to claim later on that it was an 8-man tournament. The matches that never happened, or at least didn't happen on Thursday, were Finn Balor beating Baron Corbin, Tyler Breeze beating Bull Dempsey, Hideo Itami beating Jason Jordan, and Adrian Neville beating Kalisto. Now that match I would have wanted to see. But yeah, they didn't happen Thursday. No idea when they did happen. But yeah, that's that. The first semifinal match, Hideo Itami pinned Adrian Neville. Neville was my pick to not only win the tournament, but then to go on and win the Battle Royal at WrestleMania and become a main roster guy from there. Unfortunately, I was wrong. This match started slow, but developed into a pretty good match there by the end. It was actually a step above your normal NXT TV show match, but I thought it was a step below a match you would normally see at NXT TakeOver. Neville worked as the heel per se. He got the heat on Itami until Itami made his big comeback that the fans were really into, with Itami picking up the win with his running one-legged kick. We went right from there into the other semifinal with Finn Balor beating Tyler Breeze. Live, they taped these in the other order. They taped the this match first, Balor and Breeze, and then did the Itami Neville match. And honestly, they should have kept it that way because this match that Balor Breeze was disappointing. I don't think it would have been disappointing if I watched him in the correct order, but in the way that they aired it, the first match, Neville and Itami went out there and had one hell of a match, and then these two, don't want to say they didn't try their best, but, they basically put on a house show match, and they put that on television. And Balor won with the double foot stomp. It was what it was. Dana Brooke, who is not Dana Brooks with an S, she's just Dana Brooke, is coming next week. I did hug her at Access. She was, like I said, kitty cornered to the ring. They showed a video about the NXT house show, the one that I missed, and what was funny was they played Adrenaline Rush during the video package, which used to be the TNA Impact theme, and ironically, as soon as that theme song started, I looked up and there's Rhino smiling on my screen. Coincidence? I think not. Next week, Sami Zayn versus the Man Beast Rhino. And then we got, this wasn't really the main event, but we got the last match of the night, the finals of the tournament to determine the final entrant in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal at WrestleMania. Hideo Itami, yes, they did not rewrite history. Hideo Itami did pin Finn Balor in the main event. One of these men, of course, would go on to WrestleMania to eliminate Bo Dallas and then get eliminated by Big Show, and one of these two would start doing SmackDown Dark matches this week. Which one is which? Well, you either have a short-term memory problem or something, because I'm going to tell you it again. Balor did the job here. This was a really, really fun match. This was the first time since Balor debuted that Itami came off as a bigger star, because Itami, his two matches were, it's kind of as if me saying his two matches were better than Balor's two matches, since Balor's two matches were with Itami, but Itami was the MVP of this show, and yeah, they made him look like a big star. The finish saw Hideo go for the GTS. Finn escaped and rolled Itami up for a 2 count, but Hideo got to his feet and won with the running kick. So yes, Hideo Itami gets a chance to dance with the sun up high. After the match, Hideo and Finn shook hands and hugged. Now live, after the match, they had Tatsumi Fujinami come out and congratulate Hideo on winning the tournament, but they never aired that here. They just cut it off, after the hug, and Hideo just stared at the WrestleMania sign. The show finished up with a really, really good video package documenting Hideo. It started showing his signing with WWE last July, and just built and built and built all the way through his entire WrestleMania weekend, culminating in the Battle Royal, where he eliminated Bo Dallas, like I said, and then got eliminated by Big Show. And, it was a big deal. It made this look like it wasn't just another body in a 30-man Battle Royal. It made it look like Itami was an important part of it, even though I think he lasted 3 minutes. But yeah, at the end of the day, it was a fun show, but it wasn't anything really to go out of your way to watch. Yeah. But, next week, like I said, it's Sami Zayn versus Rhino. We'll see what happens there. And I want to thank you all for listening. I have nothing else to say, so I guess we'll wrap things up from here. Until next week, thank you for listening, and have a great week.